I think that the best way that you can learn how to do good product photography is to just go and look at companies that do it great on Amazon. So what I typically will do is I make a list of the best Amazon private labelers that have ever existed and just go and see what elements they use to make themselves successful. So the best one that I can think of off the top of my head is Anker. So why not go and learn and look at their listings? So when you go ahead and you just look at Amazon in general, you type in Anker, you'll see, okay, so there's first is the most important thing is the main image, okay? And we're just trying to maximize on the main image for click-through rate, okay? So let's just take some notes as we go here. And the whole purpose of all of Amazon, that main image, just to get that click-through rate. Because if they don't click on your listing, you never have the opportunity to convince them with the other photos or with your bullets or anything. So yeah, now there are going to be some people that look at the price, but when I scroll through a page, to be honest, I'm not looking at that price. I'm looking at the images and the price kind of together, but the image is what gets me, and then I look at the price. And if the price is within my range, I say, okay. So just take that into account. And now, if you realize what Anker does on all of their main images, they take up every inch of real estate that is possible. So with this long, and it's pretty hard with this long, skinny power bank to take up a majority of that square image. But they, trust me, I bet they went through so many different angles and they found the exact best way to do this. And they might actually be using 3D rendering, which I talk about in a different video, so that, just that they can get all those different possible angles. But they just looking at, look at how beautiful that circle is and everything. Anker does just a wonderful job. There are some other ones. I know Tautronics is another good brand. I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head, but so if we take a look at just this Anker one right here, I own this. I own several of these. These things are awesome. I actually suggest, or no, I don't have the long one, but I have this one right here. I use it every day because I'm too lazy to charge my stuff. I just charge these actually and then walk around and have my phone charged throughout the day. But so they have that great, maximum. So the key with that main image, just take up as much real estate and do something that's going to get people to click. Okay, so let's go through and look at their photos. I think this is actually the only one that I really don't like because the text kind of blends in. It doesn't stick out. They could have done better on this, but they're trying to portray the points. So one key element, not many people will talk about how to make good photos. So essentially what you want to do is look at the main pain points of all the other ones, or think about what are the main emotions that you want people to, what is the utility that you want people to have, and what are the emotions that you want them to have, okay? So for this is a very utilitarian product. But there are concerns with having it. Like, think of all the stress and the anxiety of having the dead phone. You never want that. So that could be something that you play on, but also you don't want it to be charging forever. So you want a really fast charging phone, but it can't be too heavy. So they've highlighted just some of the top things here. So travel ready. They've got it here with, so statistically, iPhone is the most popular phone. So, and they want to kind of pair themselves with that Apple brand. So that's a good play by them. So everything that you associate your images with, people will now associate. So I would probably not suggest putting Donald Trump in your images unless it was something comedic or whatnot, just because it's so polarizing to a lot of people, or just any image in general. Just think about the correlation that people make in their brains. Okay, so there's that. I would probably redo the text on this one, but it is nice that they show that. And then here's another aspect. I mean, there's just so many things to talk about that they do in this. This could have been just, a pretty boring image, but it said they've had this nice background, and then they show the weight. So what are good numbers that are important to the people that are buying your product? Get those in your images. Show them in a nice, attractive way. This was not a nice, attractive way, but trust me, they do it in their other ones. The best one is this. So like I was saying earlier, you want it to charge fast. And this is just a beautiful way of illustrating that it charges fast. This is a great one. I'm sure it says this in the listing, but when you're looking through, it's not going to say that. And then also with these numbers, so most people, I know exactly the way it works, but most people don't know how long does it take to charge a power bank, and how many charges will one charge power bank, charge your phone. What does 20,100 milliamps really mean? What is a 4.8 amp output? So those are all things people that don't know, but they make it just nice and easy in their listing right here. They say, okay, it's going to charge the iPhone 7 for 6.5 and whatnot, and they've strategically chosen which ones to put there. They made this nice, easy to digest, and throughout the whole thing, they're using all of the products that you would use it with and associating that, and then showing it just in some ideal environments that you would be likely to actually use this in. And then another thing to note about is their color scheme here. I think that they did a great job of, they've kind of chosen this light blue and gray color scheme, and that's consistent throughout their images, and which is right here, this doesn't really match it. I mean, black could be a part of it because the product is black, but other than that, they've done a really good job just showing this through all of their images and whatnot. And then they've also used Anker cords in here. You can't really tell that they're Anker cords. However, I'd say this is a very good play overall. And they always chose to use the iPhone and not the Samsung, really. But try to replicate success from people that have already done it and cross different fields. So I think about the most competitive ones. So what has worked, or really fringe cases, okay? So either look at the giants and the titans, or somebody who's had extreme success really fast that's an outlier because something they did worked. Now, you don't want to look at just whoever's the biggest overall, because you don't want to go look at what Best Buy and Walmart and Target are doing on their websites, because they're terrible at e-commerce. So look at those people that specialize in that, have that exponential growth, take away and kind of make a best practices guide. And then also here, another thing, look, they're using, I like these, just when necessary, use powerful logos. So this is a good way that this power charging right there, these other logos. I've used logos in mine because mine had certain certifications, made in the USA. So instead of saying made in the USA just in the listing, I had this beautiful made in the USA logo. So I could go through and talk about some other ones like that with other products. But yeah, just this was a great example. Replicate, copy, use whatever elements you think is applicable to your product, but do not skimp on the product photography. That's one of the most, if not the most important, because some people might never get to the bottom of your listing, okay? They may never look at these bullet points, and they may never look. I should really be doing this whole course on my phone, by the way, so you should be looking at this on your phone, because this brand content might actually be showing up. I'm going to do a separate one on the phone, because this desktop, while it's very convenient for me to record, and when I'm making my listing, 70% of Amazon traffic is on the phone, if not more. So, we got to be taking that into account